Welcome to CMR LEARNSTUFF. In this video, discussing about early romantics William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge. William Wordsworth, the most central figure and one of the founders of English Romanticism. His poetry focused on the beauty and power of ordinary experiences, and his poetry convey his ideas about the power of nature, the human mind, and global interconnectivity. An Evening Walk, which mainly focuses on his childhood memories and adventures, which describes his journey through the Lake District. And the next one, Descriptive Sketches, is a long poem which recounts his walking tour of the continent, most notably through Switzerland, and his appreciation of mountain scenery and passages of human pathos and political comments also. Wordsworth's play The Borders, a verse tragedy, expounds the theme of morality, influence of power, and this play is set during the time of conflict between English and Scottish borders. Lyrical Ballads is a collection of poems first published in 1798 by William Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge, but they had different roles in this experiment. And in his introduction to the second edition, Observations prefixed to Lyrical Ballads, he proposes that poetry should be something completely different and experiences of ordinary life, interest, and also do so in simple language. As a critic, he challenged the formal, artificial conventions of the 18th century poetry. In his preface to Lyrical Ballads, he promotes the use of plain language and focuses on the emotions of everyday life and his principles of literary criticism. He famously defines poetry as a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings, arises from deep thought and emotions, lead to vivid impressions and to imagination. In short, he gives more prominence to the intensity of human emotions. His poetry is based on some rules, and these rules are followed almost all in his work. Even the language, themes, and structures. He chooses incidents and situations from the common people, humble and rustic life. In language, according to Wordsworth, a poet should convey their feelings in a simple way. Samuel Taylor Coleridge is a poet, critic, and philosopher of Romanticism. With Robert Southey, his friend, together they invented Pantisocracy, a commune in America. To finance Pantisocracy, they gave political lectures in Bristol and collaborated on a verse drama, The Fall of Robespierre. It follows the events in France after the downfall of Maximilien Robespierre. They expose the themes of liberty, politics, corruption, etc. His first poetry, a series of sonnets published in the Morning Chronicle, a historic British newspaper. In 1796, he published poems on various subjects. It was his first collection, and including a few sonnets by Charles Lamb. All these poems reflected themes of religious and political changes of his day. Religious Musings, his blank verse poem, which deals with many political and religious issues, slavery, atheism, etc. And his next poem, he was influenced by John Milton's Lycidas and Thomas Gray's elegy written on the country churchyard, and the second edition, Grace the Bard. His conversation poem, The Yolden Harp, discusses his marriage with Sarah Fricker and his theme of man's relationship with nature. And this poem also contains a discussion on one life. His famous poem, Kubla Khan, A Vision in a Dream, or a fragment. The poem consists of a series of visionary images and themes of eternity and change with hints of death and war. The poem was composed one night under the influence of opium and ends with the speaker's struggle to recapture a vision of singing Abyssinian maid. In 1798, Coleridge published The Rime of Ancient Mariner, recounts a nightmare sea voyage. It is one of the greatest poems in Romanticism without imagery, cultural and symbolic interpretation. Next two poems, Jezebel and Rejection and Ode. Crucible is a narrative poem, exposes themes of good and evil, loyalty and supernature. The next one, Dejection, his exploration of despair, joy and imagination. Dejection published in The Morning Post, a London daily newspaper. And finally, Coleridge delivered lectures primarily on Shakespeare and other poets, and these are considered as Shakespearean criticism, including Shakespeare's dramatic poetry and his major plays, etc.